This is the Director's Cut with Commentary, Day 1 of the Texas Old Route 66 Association Motor Tour 2023. And yeah, the music performed by the great Jason Brown. Here we are on the first day, that first morning, meeting up in Clinton at the museum. All the cruisers, that's Roman Rich's big rig there. And inside the museum, highly recommend this great museum there in Clinton. As you can see, everybody's gathering outside, getting ready to hit the road on that first morning. But before we hit the road, everybody was inside checking out the museum. Beautiful Camaro. They change the car on display every year or so, and now it's this great 68 Camaro. And everybody's gathering up, man. There were cars ranging from daily drivers to classics to what I call Route 66 cruisers, which are rides they're modern rides, late models, but they are specifically set up for being on Route 66 and on the Mother Road. This is Gary. He's the president of the Texas Old Route 66 Association. And he is lining out what the first day is going to be all about. Giving us the cruise etiquette, how to behave in the cruise, wanting to know about who all's been on the cruise before and who hasn't. And he explained the use of the flags. Everybody got a goodie bag, and in that goodie bag was a flag that you could fly on your car. And that was a great tool, because what that did was if you got separated or got slowed down or whatever it was, and it got you away from the cruise group, you could just look down the road and look for those flags on cars, and that'd signal a cruiser, and you could get up behind them and they'll be back in the cruise route quick. A very well organized situation. Even a mechanic ready to cruise with us each day. That's always great. A gentleman leaning up against the Will Rogers Highway Memorial sign is the gentleman, I cannot remember his name, but he is from the Oklahoma Old Route 66 Association, and he cruised with us on the first day. Yeah, the Texas Association starting their motor tour in Oklahoma. But that's okay, that's cool. But again, a very well organized and put together cruise. And I believe this was the second annual cruise. And for it to be the second annual, they did a great job. And Gary continues telling us what to expect and how day one is going to be. And the weather was great that morning. Everybody's in t-shirts. That would not be the case, I believe, the next day or later that night. Cold front moved in, but that's tale for later. All right, Gary's telling us to get cruising here. Let's go. In the goodie bags, had the itinerary laid out for us in a booklet. Everywhere we'd go, little history about each location. Man, I highly recommend this tour to anybody who hasn't gone. The Texas Old Route 66 Association Motor Tour 2024 is on the way. Here we are, hitting the road, Mother Road. That's the Old Route 66 under the wheels of my 57 Ford Ranchero, the Vaughn Chero, and we're cruising. And again, more on the Mother Road. In the cruise route. Some of the old road was a bit rough, and there was some wavy pavement. We bottomed out on 3 occasions on this cruise. It rides a bit low. Canute, Oklahoma. Here's the cruisers coming into the parking lot. Man, what a rig for the road right there. Late model Cadillac, classic Chevy truck, F-150 late model. There were all kinds of trucks, and cars, and SUVs, and wagons, and Rancheros and El Caminos on this cruise. This, I believe at one time was a church in Canute. And the Chamber of Commerce met us there and gave us a good little history talk about the town and its connection to Route 66. And Lisa and I made it a point to buy something at each stop. And we did there in Canute. Check out that old service station. Here we are, held up for a few moments, waiting for the rest of the cruisers to catch up with us. This is what happened from time to time, which was good. Kept everybody together. Elk City, this was where we had, I believe, lunch, and checked out the great museum here. Yeah, very nice museum at Elk City. Oklahoma has got some great Route 66 museums. These motorcycles, this Indian looked like you could jump on it right there and fire them right off. These bikes are in great condition. And the cruiser is all checking out the museum. Harleys. Oh, that's too cool. Yeah, there's not much room in that thing, but we got more footage of that coming up later. Microbus, Volkswagen, painted up like a bunch of hippies were cruising this one. But they are great rides. Man, kinda has that Grapes of Wrath feeling. In an automotive garage setup. Early truckers, and back to this trailer. There is not much room inside. Most of the room is taken up in the back here with all that cooking space and so forth. And they had this great presentation in their theater all about Route 66, its history and the highway systems in the U.S. and why Route 66 is such an important part of American history. But it's a great presentation. I recommend it. Plus, it gets you off your feet for a while. You can sit down and take it easy in a dark room.
Invented years earlier when Richard Hollingshead projected movies onto a screen nailed between trees, the drive-in theater became the preferred venue for late-night entertainment.
And I believe after we checked out the museum, we made our way out to the ride and over to the area near their kind of like a park there in Elk City and had lunch. And then back onto the road, jumping in the Vaughn Chero. It's weird. As soon as I put the key in the door, the guy next to me fires up his car. There's more of the old road, the original road. I think the entire cruise, we were on the interstate for like maybe 5-7 miles at the most. All of it was on the old road. I believe we're making our way into Eric. Yes, Eric. And you can see the skies have gotten cloudy and overcast and the temperature is starting to drop a little bit at this point. And we got to meet and hang out with the personality and the force that is Harley of Eric, Oklahoma.
Thank you, Dave, guys. It's good to see all of you guys. Listen here, guys. The most I've ever had.
You may have heard about Eric. About Harley and Eric. He is not for everybody. All right, many people find him to be a little aggressive, maybe a bit creepy. Other people think he is hilarious. fun, and free-spirited. I think he's a little bit of both, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. He was very nice to us, as you'll see, and treated our cruisers to a concert. Harley and his late wife are former traveling musicians and made their living on the road playing music for years and years and years. And here we are, all 100 of us, trying to get into his small Sandhill Curiosity shop.
You guys take all the photos you want. Now, whoever gets the seats first is the one that gets the seats.
No, I'm waiting.
I will say this, I think most of our cruisers had no concept of how you play a tambourine or a maraca. Yeah, you're supposed to shake it on the beat, not just shake it. But what the hell? Oh, that's great. We met that lady the next day that just walked by the camera there, dressed in her 50s outfit. Wonderful. Her and her husband, very cool. We sat at their table on the last night at the banquet. Very nice people. Everybody on the cruise was super nice. We made some friends on the cruise that we'll probably see in 2024 on the Texas Old Route 66 Association Motor Tour. The Sandhill Curiosity Shop is full of stuff. Nothing is for sale. It's just part of Harley's collection. Yeah, he's a bit wild. On this cruise, I met a number of what I would call Route 66 personalities. People who are famous for their association with Route 66. And it was, very, very, very cool. It was, like going to a Route 66 convention, sort of, kind of, in a way. There's a number of characters right there in this shot from the road. There's Brady with the red hair, and the individual next to him is the man from Red Oak 2. Then we've got I can't think of his name, but the man who could turn his leg around backwards. Right there next to him. He's famous for it, and I saw him do it numerous times. And then behind Harley is a individual who owns a gift shop, a Route 66 shop in Galena, Kansas. Gearhead Curios. I recommend it. Have not been there yet, but I talked to this man and he sold me. So we're going to be on the road soon heading that direction. The Gearhead Curios in Galena. The Harley continues knocking out the songs for us. I think he played 4 or 5 songs, and he always ends up with Get Your Kicks on Route 66. inside the Sandhill Curiosity Shop with Harley. The weather continued to change. Outside, skies got more overcast, and the temperature started to drop even more. And that would come into play later in the evening in Shamrock. Here we go. Harley, getting our kicks on Route 66.
If you have a plan to travel my way, take the highway, it's the get your keys on Route 66. With wires from Chicago more than 2,000 miles away. Get your keys on Route 66.
Now, I don't know if all 100 cruisers got into his shop. I don't think so. I think many stayed outdoors. But man, there were a lot of people in there for this performance. Oh, hell yeah. Everybody's having a good time. It's always an experience at Harley's in Eric, Oklahoma. Now, he's right off of Route 66, like a block down. So look for it, search it out. Now, he's not always there, but when he's there, he puts on a show. About 95% of the time. Now, there are a few times where he's not in a good mood, but he's usually always in a good mood. Chances are you'll catch him in a good mood. And making our way back over to the Vaughn Chero, I left my headlights on. It had gotten so overcast, I turned my lights on and then left them on. They'd been on for over an hour. But it cranked up. Here's our interaction with Harley outside.
Hi, Harley.
I'll tell you for sure, you're looking beautiful, baby. Who's that dude with you there?
My old man.
Yeah, I tell you for sure. Well, you got the colors to match the car, guys. Get your kicks on 66.
Thank you.
I've got on.
And on down the road we go. Texola. Up here on the left is a little tiny building. I was told it was a hamburger stand at one time. It has been standing and sitting there for the whole time I've been a Route 66er, and there it is now on the ground. That's how it used to look. But time has gotten it. Gravity has pulled it down. And that's a shame because lots of the relics on 66, gravity is reclaiming them. Here we are at the watering hole in Texola. Tiny, tiny little shop. We couldn't fit more than like 10 or 12 people in there at the last stop, the water hole number 2. But what a great, nice, friendly crew there. And now we're gonna continue on down Route 66 into Shamrock to the famous Conoco station. And the U-drop in. This location is one of the most well-known spots on Route 66. Iconic is the word. Had a great band that played for us that night. I did not get their name, but they were great and very, very professional and just troopers. As you can see, coats are starting to come up. People are putting their coats on. It got chilly. There's Gary explaining what's going to be going on that night and the next day. But the wind got bone chilling, and people wound up going inside the old cafe and listening to the band from inside and not outside. There we are, about to order our hot dog. Me growing a beard, having a Dr. Pepper with Lisa in a booth in the U-Drop-In, which is newly open, serving food. And the gift shop had a great silent auction going on there too. And the Bill Mack Midnight Cowboy plaque. Bill Mack, radio legend from Shamrock. It was on the radio in my hometown, Wichita Falls, for a number of years. And here we are on Route 66 that night, outside the Conoco, with the band playing. Again, I felt bad for the boys in the band. Everybody had moved in either in that garage area or into the building because it was so cold. Even the guys in the band got clothes on. Bill Mack Boulevard. And it had been a long day. What architecture. What a great piece of American history and Americana. Right there on Route 66. And there's the Vaughn Chero put away for the night. We didn't realize it, but we had water in the cab. It had rained Wednesday, the week of this cruise, and I'd left it out that night and we got water in it. But that's okay. We appreciate you checking out the video. Please hit that like and subscribe situation for us. And get ready, day 2 is coming up here soon. And again, your subscription really helps keep us in the air, and we highly appreciate it. This is Keith Vaughn's Flying Circus, and I'm Keith Vaughn. Can't wait for day 2. It's coming up here.